Good morning. This is Mark Schmidt, Superintendent of Schools for Staples Motley, with an update on Monday, May 20th's board meeting. I'm a few days late on this, and I apologize for that. With the end of the year, it's been a little bit crazy around here. The board approved the consent agenda. Then they moved on to the finance items, where they approved budget revision 2. There really wasn't a whole lot of new information on budget revision 2 versus revision 1, other than Marcy Lord, our business manager, put in some roof replacements. We have a special levy that the board maintained for our roofs, and they maintained it after the bond issue failed in 2009. For those of you that aren't aware of it, in 2009 we had a bond for the most part roofs and windows. That would have given us what's called a built-up roof, which is a roof that lasts for like 30, 40, 50 years. And then we wouldn't have needed to continue to do the deferred maintenance levy. However, when that didn't pass, we maintain the deferred maintenance levy, and then we do I think it's called a single membrane roof. And these are roofs that aren't nearly as expensive to put on, but they're good for maybe about 15 years. So we do a rotation on different sections of the roof with that levy that we put aside. But the expenditure of that was reflected in this budget revision 2. Board moved on to personnel items, and within the personnel items, I'd like the board acknowledge the retirement or resignation from Bob Schaefer as the Staples Motley head speech coach, and thank you for Bob, and congratulations on the many excellent years of our speech program that he has led that. The board also accepted the letter of retirement from Jeannie Odden, resignation from Julie Mertens. So we wish those two individuals the best of luck in either their resignation or their new employment endeavors. Hired a Daniel Wilhelm, who is going to be the new middle school science teacher. Michael Poncelot, who's going to be a high school special ed teacher. And Michelle Miller, otherwise Michelle goes by Shelley. She's going to be the replacement for John Moore at our food service with our food service director, so welcome aboard, Shelley. Terry Kavanaugh, we'd like to give her congratulations, as she is now the new lead cook at Staples Elementary. She is replacing Kathy, who the board accepted her resignation earlier in the year. The board moved to non-renew Ethan Black. The board moved to hire a .5 social studies middle school position. The board also went to move to hire a social worker. This is the replacement for Judy Bielka, a cook's assistant at Staples Elementary. This is the move with Terry Kavanaugh. And then resignation by Sunny, who is elementary special ed teacher who received an offer for a position down in St. Cloud. Sorry, that was a late one, and it's penciled in, and I can't hardly read my writing. The board then moved to discussion on facilities, and had a discussion and a discussion regarding a presentation from a group of community members. Excuse me, community members who requested to name the baseball field after Jerry Reaver. I'm happy to report that the board moved and voted to name the baseball field after Jerry Reaver, who has spent many years and continues to spend many years not only with our baseball program as a whole, but maintaining that baseball field and keeping it at the high level it is. The board approved the sale of 1.6 acres to the city of Staples. That's for some runway renovations. However, administration was directed to renegotiate them and see if we can renegotiate the amount up. The approval of a special assessment agreement with the city of Staples, which is the Summit Avenue. That's the little gravel piece of property by the JV field that is still gravel after the north-south bypass and overpass was completed last fall. And that completes the facilities. The board approved option 1 for the school calendar. That was an overwhelming vote by the staff. I think it was like a vote of the votes that we got in. It was, I don't know, 5 votes for the other one, and everything else was for option 1. The board approved a resolution to conduct a referendum in the fall. This was to keep the door open for that. However, there is some pretty dramatic changes in state funding, which would give the board potential authority to levy an additional $300. And so the board's going to be having that discussion on do they levy that $300? Do they continue with a voter-approved referendum? And the legislation just ended in their session, so Marcy and myself are still working on the numbers and seeing what there's for options. But the board's going to be having a work session on the first Monday of June to dialogue over that and perhaps come up with a more clear direction on where we're going to go with that. There were a number of reports and a number of upcoming meetings. And with that completed the work session, or the school board meeting for Monday, May 20th. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful spring day. As you can see in the window in my back corner, by shoulder, it is a beautiful sunny day today. Thank you, and have a wonderful week. Bye.